Hi fellow seekers, and welcome back to the Urban Seer channel. Today we're doing another pick a card reading, and today's question that we're going to be focusing on a specific relationship that you have in mind and the strengths of that relationship and the weaknesses, so the positive things and the things that you might need to work on. So we have group number 1 here, starting with the 5 of Pentacles. Group number 2, we have the Empress. Group number 3, we have the Queen of Pentacles. So as usual, if you want to take a deep breath, center yourself, use your intuition and pick which pile that you are most drawn to. We're using the beautiful, the Guardian of the Night Tarot today. So I'll just give you a few moments if you want to pause the video to make your choice. Blessings. Hi, pile number 1. So you chose the 5 of Pentacles, which we'll place at the center of your reading. And then I'm going to pull some further cards to have the strengths on the left hand side and the weaknesses of this relationship connection on the right hand side. So let's see what cards come through for you. Universe, please send the message clear to group number 1. What are the strengths of this relationship? What are the strengths of this relationship? Universe, please give the message clear. What are the weaknesses in this connection? What are the weaknesses in this connection? Right, so we'll just pull the cards now and then we'll piece it together and see what message comes through. So the first card we have is 7 of Cups. The Strength pile, we have the Hanged Man. And the King of Cups. Some really nice cards there, positive. And then the weaknesses. So we have the Death card. We have the Hierophant. Interesting. And finally we have the 10 of Wands. So I'm going to start off with the card that you were drawn to initially, which is the 5 of Pentacles. And in this deck specifically, so we see 5 chrysalis here. Their transformation is pending, and we've got this rather fierce owl here, which could be viewed as protecting, or it could be viewed as preventing these chrysalises from being a safe space to break free and transform into the butterfly. So what I'm seeing is an energy and messages that I've got coming through is that there's some kind of one of you in the relationship has got a very protective spirit and is perhaps fearful of the other person's growth. So there's a fine line between protection and between something becoming oppressive. So you'll know which one resonates straight off there. Are you the chrysalis, or are you the owl, or vice versa? Who's your partner, the owl or the chrysalis? So someone needs to let, in this dynamic, someone needs to let the other person grow, and it's a very loving quality to be protective and to feel so fierce, to love so fiercely is such a positive thing. But we also have to let the people that we love spread their wings and also grow, and trust that they will come back to us, that they will stay with us. So that's interesting. I think straight off that's the centre of the dynamic there. Now the positive, we've got the Seven of Cups here, which to me, sort of in this context, I feel like there's so many options that you and this person have. Of maybe you've got some really lots of diverse interests, and things that you really enjoy to do together. So it's that kind of sense of the world is your oyster, I'm hearing, and you've got so many good positive memories of that as well. That time that we went on that amazing trip, and or we went to that beautiful resort or restaurant, whatever it might feel like. And I feel like that there's lots of options open to you, and opportunity as well. So this relationship may have brought new opportunities and new people into your life, a different kind of lifestyle, and more opportunities than you, or this is for the other person, that you had before. So I feel like there's something in your connection here that has opened doors. You could even be like a power couple. Financially, you might have pooled resources and that you're stronger together, and you're both have ambitions as well that align with each other. These are all things that I'm hearing that are coming through. Stronger together, better together. And opportunity. We've also got the Hanged Man here, and I think in this, sometimes the Hanged Man can speak of being in a kind of paused state where you're forced to take another perspective. But I feel like in this positive, because it's in a positive section of the reading that we're looking at, that it's actually this relationship has brought both of you, or one of you, I think both of you, a new perspective, a whole new way of looking at the world, which again aligns with this kind of new life and new opportunities that it's brought. So could have opened up a whole new world to you, or to them, and together. And this really is about a fresh perspective. So that's something really fantastic about this dynamic. And the third card that we have here is the King of Cups, which is a really beautiful card, and it's about, the cups is about love and emotion, and it's about free flowing emotion. So some between the two of you, I feel like that this love can be, or has been, expressed freely, and that's not difficult for you both, if it's a romantic connection or whatever the dynamic is between you two. I feel like the King of Cups is someone who understands their own emotions, is able to express them. They have quite big emotions as well, but it's someone who can really own their feelings and can express them in a positive way, and doesn't. So I feel like that's that flows freely between you two, that communication of love. Maybe you've got the same love language, that aligns really well between you two and comes easily. Like I say, with it being a King of Cups, that's someone who can honour their feelings, can express their feelings in a positive way. So many people can have such strong feelings and they're just scared and overwhelmed by them, where someone who, I feel like between this connection that love has and does flow freely, and that you can both communicate and express that well to each other, there's no problem with that. So there's some really beautiful strengths there. Now if we go over to the more challenging cards, so we've got the Death card here. So this again kind of resonates back to, we see this owl of the Five of Pentacles come back into the layout here. So I feel like that beautiful love from the King of Cups sometimes can cross into being controlling even at times. So we see this owl here with a mouse, it looks like, or a rat, a mouse, field mouse, in its claws, in its clutches, and the mouse looks more vulnerable and kind of it's actually being carried over a bed of thorns. So again, it's kind of like that it's come from a protective place, but there's an element of being oppressive here, being controlling. And Death again with the is the card of transformation, so echoed again from this chrysalis. So the caterpillar transforms into the butterfly. That metaphor continues through here, that one of you in the dynamic needs to look at, needs to work on, that this love, this protective spirit has at times can feel controlling and preventative, fearful of the other person transforming, and it could be really detrimental to, you know, you have to let people thrive and grow and become who they need to be on their personal journey, and walk alongside them in order to strengthen the bond. And to try and stand in someone's way will never end well. We move on to the Hierophant here, which is the card of traditions. So it can be that the institution of marriage, or the expectation of doing things a certain way. So again, maybe one of you could be ready, if it's a romantic connection, could be ready for marriage. The other one isn't so sure. Maybe, you know, marriage, children, the traditional route is not always for everyone. Maybe one of you feels that stronger, that an expectation that that's what will happen, and that they're ready, and that's what's must happen in a way moving forward, and the other person is not so certain. So this is always good, I think, a message here to check in about with each other's values, and if they align. Values are so important in a connection and dynamic. This is the second major arcana in your reading. So this, you know, have you sat down and had that conversation about what you both want for the future? I feel like it's necessary that you're all on the same page. And again, is one person driving that more than the other? Is someone just sort of, is this the leader here on this kind of soapbox here, and then these are the people listening? So are they dictating what will happen, or have you actually sat down and had that conversation and spoke your truth, or vice versa, whatever resonates? And then finally we have the Ten of Wands, which is about actually sort of like a you can see we've got the salmon swimming upstream, So the Ten of Wands can be about feeling a burden that you've been carrying for a long time. So something has been on your mind, maybe this kind of oppressive energy, this situation has been slowly coming to a head. And a Ten of Wands is significant in the sense that it's the reaching the limit, coming to an ending of a certain situation where something needs to change. So this conversation, sort of someone's behaviour maybe needs to be called out, or it needs to change in order for you to move forward. And I feel like you're really feeling that pressure and that struggle at the moment. If it has felt like for a long time that it's an uphill battle, but the Ten of Wands is always good because it means that you've kind of reached the top of the mountain, the top of the river, where you've been heading, of carrying this kind of burden, and you're ready now to put it down. You've reached that point, you've reached that limit. So I'm just going to ask for one more card to end on for any more final messages for group number 1. Any more messages for group number 1? The Eight of Pentacles. So this is about hard work paying off. We've got this busy bee here who has been working hard here to make the honey. So I think this is a reassuring message that the hard work that's been put into this relationship, the hard work maybe that you've already been looking to make changes with this, the Ten of Wands, that's, you know, climbing the mountain, going upstream like the salmon, fighting for a resolution. I feel like that this is a clear message to say that is not in vain and that it will pay off. Maybe another conversation needs to be had, to focus on a resolution, and the Eight of Pentacles, this suggests that you will be successful. We've got these flowers blooming here and this magical energy around this bee here. We can see the pentacles here, which is about reaping the rewards of your hard work. So that's a positive message to end on there. Group number 1, I hope you enjoyed your reading and that it offered you some clarity to your situation. Please give me a like, a thumbs up, and subscribe to my channel if you did. Love and light. Hi group number 2, and welcome to your reading. So we're starting off with at the centre of your reading, the beautiful card, the Empress, that you chose. So I'm going to pull the rest of the cards and then we can look into that in detail and see what message the universe has for you today about your connection. So universe, please give us a clear message today. What are the strengths of group number 2's relationship? What are the strengths of group number 2's relationship? Thank you. Okay, and what are the weaknesses of group number 2's relationship? Oh, popping out there. What are the weaknesses of group number 2? There's one there. There we go. Okay, so we'll start off with the strengths. We have the Ten of Swords. Interesting. King of Cups. And the Ace of Pentacles. Beautiful. And the weaknesses. The Four of Pentacles. The Five of Wands. Interesting. And the King of Pentacles. Very interesting. So let's start off with this really beautiful positive card at the centre of the reading, which just gives us an overview of the relationship. And the Empress is really all the Queen cards combined. So the Queen of Swords, the Queen of Wands, Cups, Pentacles, she combines all those qualities. So I really feel like this connection has allowed you, or allowed both of you in this connection, to flourish. So it feeds you. The Empress is accomplished, it knows herself, is the mother in the best possible aspect of nurturing. And we can see here what looks like a younger fox here, protected deep in the earth, shrouded by the roots of this tree, connecting then the mother fox here with nature around her. So there's something really beautiful about this connection. Maybe I'm feeling it allows you to be yourself. It nurtures growth. You've grown something beautiful together, like this tree here. So it's got deep roots, which gives you a really strong foundation. It feels secure, and just really honours who you are. So that's something really just kicking off with such a positive, strong message there, which is fantastic to see. So let's focus on the positive aspects of this relationship. So interesting, we've got the Ten of Swords, which is traditionally quite a painful card about kind of worse situations occurring. We can see in this image, there's 10 swords in the back as this creature, can't even really make out what creature it is there actually, lies 10 swords in its back, and a baby bird here left hungry. The eggs are cracked, and what I'm hearing is that in the past that you've been through so much, it's like together with this person, that it's like the worst happened, but you got through that and you survived and you made it out the other side. So you've been through so much painful situation and struggle together, and this is in a positive position, so this has made you stronger. So that's what I'm seeing, that's what I'm feeling. So you'll know what that means to you, what those difficult situations were, and you've got through to the other side. Which leads us on to the King of Cups, which it was actually in the group number 1. This card appeared also in the positive, and this in this position really says to me about how the expression of love and the communication remains good. So maybe that's what got you through the hard times, was that you were able to communicate still, and that love was still being expressed. So some people didn't shut down in the situation. They continued to be able to show love and stepped up to a situation that was challenging. So a king is someone who takes ownership, who takes responsibility, particularly with it being cups of their own emotions. So not lashing out, not getting overwhelmed, being mature, being a grown up about our feelings, about the connection, like when things get difficult. I feel like both of you, or if someone made a mistake, that they were able to admit it and own it and apologise, and whatever this means to you, but someone or both of you stepped up. So when the going gets tough, and the love the love still flows easily between you two, like this ocean here. Really beautiful message. And we've got the Ace of Pentacles here, which is speaking more of, with it being Pentacles, about, I actually feel like there's quite a strong message of finances coming through in general in this reading, and we'll go over to the more challenging aspects. But the Ace of Pentacles, with there being a golden coin here, I feel like some positive progress has been made. I'm seeing some financial difficulties in the past. Maybe money has been an ongoing issue between you two. Maybe one of you is not very good with money, or you're vice versa. Maybe you've run into some financial difficulties, and whatever it is, I see that money has been like a source of conflict. With it being the Ace of Pentacles in the positive pile, I feel like there's some positive progress, and I'm hearing fresh start has been made. So maybe things have aligned better, and after a troubling time in the past, things are now looking up. Or if that hasn't happened already, that's what I'm seeing in the future. But it's definitely a really positive sign of new growth and practically things improving, whatever that resonates for you. So if there was kind of an imbalance of how much someone was pulling their weight within the dynamic, I feel like that's changed into a more positive, or is going to change into a more positive alignment, so that it's an equal. Because leading us on to the more challenging aspects of this relationship, we've got the Four of Pentacles. So this is the finance aspect. There's a fox in the rabbit hole, and it feels like the Four of Pentacles can often be about someone being kind of ungenerous with their finances. That can be one aspect, kind of selfish. Someone could be more of a spendthrift, and then someone could be quite tight with their money and isn't, and that can cause some conflict between you two. So I feel like you both have a different relationship to money. Someone could have messed up and mismanaged the money, and this affected the family. And the Four of Pentacles, maybe someone withheld finances, I'm also hearing, didn't maybe communicate fully about the truth about the financial situation. Could be many different things that apply, but that's what I'm seeing here. And again, the Five of Wands coming up here, traditionally speaks about conflict, but actually with the Five of Wands, there can be arguments and crosswords spoken and infighting, but no really deep damage has been done. So it can be kind of like bickering, superficial arguments. That kind of energy is what the Five of Wands brings. Here's looks like a beaver defending his dam. So that could be a message of something to work on about conflict and bickering, is to be mindful about when one gets annoyed. Am I being reactive do I need to say this? Could I put it in a better way? So it's not as combative. About speaking your truth in the most clear and calm way, because I feel like things can escalate quite quickly in this dynamic. Like I say, it doesn't seem like any really deep damage is done in these conflicts, but it is a drain. It is drama as well. It can be drama, that unnecessary drama that can take place, that is kind of draining the connection a bit as well. So that's something to be mindful of. And then we've got the King of Pentacles as well. So again, the finances coming through, or practical issues. So work, looking after the house, looking after the kids, if this is a marriage or a romantic situation that applies, or if it was a work relationship, it could be as well. But someone feels like they're doing more than the other, and this is something that I'm seeing that you're still having to work on, with it arising here in the negative aspects of the relationship. It's still coming up. So I feel like maybe with the going back to the positive power with the Ten of Wands, you know, you've been through so much together that this bond is really strong, but the finances or the practical side of the relationship is still needs to be worked on. So that's something, you're probably really aware of this as well, I feel like, with it being the King of Pentacles. This brings, you know, with it being a king, because the king is actually, King of Pentacles is someone who is very successful and is very good with money and is very good practically. It comes easily to them. So take that how that resonates as well. That could be that you feel like that you're moving more towards that, or again, one of you plays that role, and it could be that that causes conflict, that you're looking for some more equality here. I'm going to ask the cards for just a final card to pull the information. I'm going to actually pull one more for the King of Pentacles there. Just a bit more information on the King of Pentacles. Ten of Cups. I feel like, you know, the Ten of Cups is having everything that you desire, is wish fulfillment. So financially, you know, having the house, having the car, having the life. So I think in this dynamic, in this relationship, along with the Empress card, that this is possible. And this is, if you can communicate clearly, get past this bickering. You've already made a fresh start with this Ace of Pentacles here, so you're heading in the right direction. If you can keep building on that, then this is somewhere that you can reach. And maybe not to see whoever is the person who is good with the finances is the most practical. You know, to capitalize on that somehow, not to see that as as a bad thing or as a challenging thing, but it feels like it's a skill and it's a knowledge that can be capitalized on, the Ten of Cups. So I know that's quite a specific message, but however that resonates for you. And then I'm just going to pick any final messages for group number 2. There we go. Queen of Swords. So this is about getting clarity of words, clarity of communication. And I feel like that this Queen of Swords energy can really complement this King of Pentacles energy. So, you know, we can, in a partnership, we both bring our different qualities, and they don't have to be the same, and they complement each other. If you were the same, then probably wouldn't get along. You know, it's the differences that make in us that make it interesting, and like I say, how we complement. So someone's strengths can fill the gap of in someone's weaknesses and so forth. So that's the message that I'm getting, this King and Queen energy, which then results in this Ten of Cups final outcome of this kind of having it all energy really here, particularly with the Empress. So I'm seeing that one of you needs to value their strengths, or these strengths that are different to this King of Pentacles, but it doesn't make them any less valuable. So this Queen of Swords could be you, or it could be your partner. They bring a different kind of energy with the Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords traditionally is of intellect, communication, clear thinking, clarity. Could be that they're amazing at kind of seeing what the best decisions are in business, for example. You know, if you owned your own business, someone has the ideas person, and then the King of Pentacles is someone who puts that into action. But you know, having the ideas isn't any less valuable than the person who puts those ideas into practical, tangible results. So that's a really positive message, and it's about taking your differences and value those differences. And I feel like then you'll be able to move forward into this really very successful position, you know, which speaks about, like I say, having it all, the house, the car, you know, if it was a marriage, for example, the dream in a way, or if it was a business partnership, huge success there as well. And then this kind of infight and conflict of the Five of Wands will dissipate once you realise how your differences complement each other. So group number 2, I hope this resonated for you and offered you some clarity. If you did enjoy the reading, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, and leave any comments below. Love and light, blessings. Hi group number 3, and welcome to your reading. So we'll start off with, at the centre of your reading, you chose the Queen of Pentacles. So you're just going to pick the rest of the cards that come through for you, and then we'll take a look at the overall message. So universe, please give me a message. What are the strengths of group number 3's relationship? What are the strengths of group number 3's relationship? What are the strengths of group number 3's relationship? Spirit, please tell us what are the weaknesses of group number 3's relationship. What are the weaknesses? What needs to be worked on in group number 3's relationship? Oh, 2 pop out there and there. Okay, so strengths, we have 4 of Swords. Gorgeous. 10 of Swords. This pops up in group number 2. And 8 of Wands. Interesting. The weaknesses, the King of Wands. The 8 of Cups. And the Ace of Swords. So we'll start off with the centre card that you were initially drawn to, which is the Queen of Pentacles, which is a really beautiful card. The Queen of Pentacles qualities speak of stability, of safety, security, financial and practical, nurturing. So it brings Taurus energy with it as well, with there being with the Queen of Pentacles, that kind of grounded, motherly, nurturing energy. So I feel like that this is the dynamic in this relationship. So one of you may feel this from your partner, or you offer this to your partner as well. But it's kind of given an overview of the general relationship as well. So those are just fantastic qualities to have in a dynamic, to have that security and stability. So you could have been, if it's a romantic, you could be married or have been together for a number of years. If it's a working or family relationship, then it's something that you go back to for, if times get difficult, then this relationship is something that is consistent throughout the difficult times. There's so much. It's a bit like a harvest card as well, with these flowers and there's fruit. So much, you get so much out of this. This is your person. This is your rock. This is what I'm hearing. So on the positive side, we've got the Four of Swords, which to me continues on from that of the Four of Swords, speaks about resting, about time out. So it's somewhere, it's like a retreat, somewhere that you can retreat into. This like hedgehog here, this cozy curled up hedgehog who's hibernating. I'm going to say autumn here, so winter is coming, and they're safely under these this kind of warm wood collection here. So I feel like that's what this relationship offers you, is safety from the storm, somewhere to retreat to, if you go out into the world, and if this person or this relationship always offers a bolt hole for you, and somewhere to retreat, regroup and be nurtured. So that's really beautiful energy there. Ten of Swords. Like I said, this was in group number 2s as well, so you might want to check out that reading too. But the Ten of Swords is when I feel like when you've been through a lot and you've got through the other side. So maybe this person or this situation, this dynamic, you've been through a lot together. So it could be like, I'm feeling more maybe externally like difficult times around you. So maybe if it is a romantic relationship, maybe like you've had job loss, or like over the years so much has happened, I feel like, and you've managed to get through it. And throughout all of that, this relationship has been that rock for you. That's what this person represents for you. So throughout all your difficulties, you're still standing, you're still together. The Knight of Wands here, so the Knight of Wands, what I'm feeling here is this kind of fierce protection as well that maybe you both have over the relationship. This kind of, with it being Wands, this fire energy. So it's kind of heated almost. I'm hearing like the passion. So it could be a passionate relationship as well. So that's something that's, if you've been together for a number of years, if it's a romantic relationship, that fire's not out, that fire's still going. There's a strong attraction between you still as well, which is interesting. So there's passion, there's emotions still run high, but that's keeps the interest there. And I feel like there's this sort of fiercely protective energy over this relationship. You know, this animal here looks quite fierce and ready to attack in a way. If this is threatened in any way by anyone, or by anything, this kind of fierce protective energy comes in, which also, you know, like I say with romance, the passion and the attraction is still really strong. Some great cards there. So let's go over to the more challenging aspects of the relationship. So we've got the King of Wands, which interestingly is, so it's the next, so we go from the Knight of Wands, and this is a continuation, so the King of Wands. So I'm just wondering if that that fieriness and that can spill into overprotective, or that passion can spill into fighting. So it can mean that things can run quite hot maybe between you. Maybe you have big arguments that kind of blow over. Yeah, I'm just seeing that one of you, or maybe both of you, but one of you, I'm kind of getting the message, can be quite a lot, can be quite overwhelming sometimes with their opinions and their views, and they're a really strong character. So that could be you, it could be them, but I'm seeing that they're a really strong character, and they've got a lot of, with this Lion, so they've got a lot of pride, can turn into ego, when, as we're looking at the more negative aspects of that. They are a proud king. So with that comes his fantastic, the positive qualities, but obviously when you can flip it, that it can be maybe tempers flare, and like I say, kind of ego and things like that can come into it. So there's that aspect somewhere in this relationship that is not working, which works against you as a dynamic. Because we've got the Eight of Cups here, which is about walking away from a situation. So I'm kind of, I don't know if sometimes if you get into arguments, if one of you kind of, sometimes their default could be threatening to leave, to walk away from the situation. Maybe they have done even in the past, and then you've got back together. You could have had a breakup, and you're getting back together, or that could be the situation even now. Again, I'm seeing pride being sort of an issue in this. This is what I'm hearing. Maybe holding sort of to an unfair standard at times, I'm hearing also. And this person, whoever kind of that default position is to maybe walk away, or they have walked away at this time. That needs to be resolved and kind of needs to stop happening, really, as being their default. Maybe when it comes to conflict, maybe their default aspect is to threaten to walk away. I'm going to pull one more card on this to get a bit more clarity, because this is very much in conflict with the security. So maybe one of you offers that person security, and the other one is more has more unstable energy. more rocky. Yeah, so the Five of Swords here is about infighting, and is about harsh words being said, which then lines up with this Ace of Swords as well. And I feel like that this one of you in this dynamic, I'm hearing empty threats, so can get quite harsh with their words. So when troubles do come up, so they might threaten to leave, for example, then they kind of with no true intention of actually walking away or leaving. I feel like, or if they have done that, they'll always come back, they'll always return. So there's something here with these swords appearing that I feel like needs to be worked on 100%, is the harsh words that are said in heated moments. So in times of conflict, really sort of sharp words are being said, but they tend to be empty threats. So also to bear that in mind, if you're the receiver of that, to kind of not buy into the drama of the words, of the extent of the words being spoken, or if you're the person who delivers, who tends to say things that they don't mean, to be really mindful of that and to work on that if that's the case. I'm just going to pull one final message here for group number 3. Please give me one final message for group number 3 and their relationship. We've got a beautiful major arcana here to end on, which is the Fool, which is about taking a leap of faith and trusting the situation, so taking a risk of some kind. So however that resonates with you. So if you're in an argument now, for example, a conflict, and there is radio silence at the minute, just for one example, I feel like that a step forward. So this wolf, what I'm seeing here is this wolf is coming towards this hare to actually help them, but in order to do so, they're having to take a risk and step on this thin ice here, which actually looks to be cracking. So that's what I'm seeing. So in order to reach this person and to connect with them on a deeper level, so in order for this relationship to deepen even further and progress in the right direction, whatever that means to you, someone or one of you needs to take more of a risk. So maybe going back to this King of Pentacles and these sort of cards of security that we see, that this is a sort of a coziness, a plateau. Maybe you're not going to a deeper level or sharing deeper aspects of yourself. So whatever resonates in that way, or maybe these defensive, harsh words that are being spoken, again, it's a way of keeping a wall up rather than going to those deeper, riskier places in order to get closer to someone. So I feel like that one of you or both of you needs to take that step and take a risk. Emotionally, I'm hearing it needs to be, it's not, but it could be, say, moving in together or taking that next step, but it feels more just like an emotional risk of letting your guard down, and that can be quite a scary thing to do, and demands the positive aspects of a lion, which is courage, bravery. So I hope this reading resonated for you, group number 3. If it did, please do give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for future readings. Love and light.